Hello, this stupid titled movie man, back with another video. This one's about concept albums. The earliest example of a concept album I have is this, which you might can tell is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, album by the Beatles. This is the 50th anniversary box set. I'm not going to take it apart right now. I may do a separate video on it. But a concept album basically tells a story in an album form. Some have been made into movies, others haven't. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was made into a movie in 78, 77, 76, somewhere around there, starring Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees. And George Burns. It's not really that good of a movie, but what are you going to do? And the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And I can't really remember what part George Burns played. Maybe Billy Shears. I really don't know. It wasn't that good of a movie, but what you gonna do? Another example of a concept album is this, Jesus Christ Superstar. This was produced in 1969. I believe it was released in 1970. It was also made into a movie in the mid-70s and has had numerous other Broadway shows and everything, but this is the original concept album. I mean, it's CD, obviously, but it's the original concept album written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. You remember last week I talked about Chess, another musical that Tim Rice wrote, but with Bjorn and Benny from ABBA. But yeah, it's 2 CDs. It's actually a pretty simple looking set. Both the discs look pretty much the same. And these discs are hard as I'll get out to get off those spindles. But it's got a book in there explaining the story of Jesus Christ Superstar, which is basically a retelling of the last days of Jesus Christ's life. Sort of a non-graphic version of Passion of the Christ by Mel Gibson. But very good album. I've always liked this album. Murray Head, who was also in Chess, does the part of Judas Iscariot. Very good album. Yvonne Elliman plays Mary Magdalene. No, there's several other people in it. I mean, this is a great album. It's a rock opera. That's what it says there on the side. Jesus Christ Superstar, a rock opera. By Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber. Really good. Another example of a concept album is this. I put it in a different case. This is very, very old. Pink Floyd The Wall. Everyone knows who Pink Floyd is. It's basically about a kid whose father died in the war and his mother coddled him all his life. This was also made into a movie, which I have the movie, but I don't have it up here with me. This came out in 1979. I think the movie came out in like 1982. I really need to get a newer version of this. But discs. This is actually like a fold-out poster. And this is not the original case it was in when I got it. I just put it in there. The Wall. Pink Floyd. Really good album. One of my favorites. Of course, my favorite song by Pink Floyd's Echoes, but that's not on this one. Roger Waters has also done several concerts. He done a concert live in Berlin of The Wall, and he done one just recently, I think last year or the year before. It's released on DVD and digital. It's very good. 1979, Jeff Wayne done this concept album of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, which is basically a rock rendition of War of the Worlds. This is an anniversary edition. I'm not sure. I know it came out in 1978 or 79. But Richard Burton does the voice. This has not been made into a movie, by the way. Although War of the Worlds has many times. Yes, there's no song listing here. There is a song listing in the booklet. It's 2-disc set with fairly nice artwork on it. Jeff Wayne's musical version of War of the Worlds. But yeah, great artwork on here. This here's just a piece of paper. It's not a fold out or anything. Come in this case with this little booklet, which tells the basic story. It's got sketches of the ships and stuff in it, and it tells about the what's on what disc and everything. There's not very many songs on here because it tells a narrative. A lot of the songs are several minutes long. It's got some great artwork in here. And it's a pretty good little show. I can't remember what band Jeff Wayne was with. He used to be with a rock group, but I can't quite remember what the name of the rock group was. But yeah, this is a very good album. Those familiar with the TV series Fargo, in season 2, at the end of one of the episodes, they actually played the beginning of the first song from War of the Worlds. And just to show here, this is not a concept album. This is ABBA, the Definitive Collection. But there's Bjorn and Benny, who wrote the music for Chess, which I'm going to go back into right now. But this is a very good 2 CD set. If you like ABBA, I love ABBA. They're probably one of my favorite groups. Love this 70s music. Their name's the same backwards or forwards. But remember, I talked about these last week, how bad the sound is on this one and how good the sound is on this one. I have had a chance to listen to it several times now, plus the DVD in here. I actually watched it the night that I made the video. It's a very interesting making of documentary of Chess. A lot of it's in Swedish with English subtitles, but what you gonna do? It was still fun to watch. I enjoyed it. Plus, it has promotional videos. Of course, Murray Head's One Night in Bangkok, but these other songs, I didn't even know there were promotional videos for those. So it was nice to see those. I enjoyed this whole set here. Plus the fact that it's got bonus tracks on disc 2, which includes the press conference, which for some reason should be sandwiched somewhere after Murano and before the Russian, because that's where they're talking about the chess tournament. I'm not sure why they left it off of the original CD, but they apparently recorded it back then. But anyway, like I said, if you see this, if you see them both somewhere, don't get this one because the sound is awful on this. Get this one, it's got that little red dot there representing the Russian. Because the sound on this one is excellent. The sound on this one, not so much. Got to turn the volume way up. But I killed that on the last video, so I'm going to quit talking about that for right now. But the documentary on the DVD and music video is well worth watching. And then I picked up these. Chess in Concert. This is the actual filmed concert. It was recorded in 2008. The booklets in both of these are basically the same. It was recorded May 12th and 13th of 2008 at the Royal Albert Hall in London. There's Josh Groban. He's Anatoly the Russian in this particular production. But yeah, it's a very good concert. Since this is a concert, not a full like Broadway musical or whatever, there's not a whole lot of set changes and stuff. Tells the story of chess, just like the booklets in those. Some more of the cast members. That's actually Anatoly's wife. That's the American. She plays Josh Groban's wife. Of course, he falls in love with the Hungarian second for the American, which is her. But it is a very good show. I'd highly recommend it. Whether you like chess or not, chess is a musical that's well worth watching. As I said, it started out as just a concept album by Benny and Bjorn from ABBA, and Tim Rice done the lyrics. And then I think it was adapted into a Broadway musical sometime before this, and then they done the album. She got a red disc and just a clear disc, I guess. Silver, just the regular CD cover. CD color. It's Act 1, Act 2. I suspect that is the reason why the press conference was left off of chess. It is on here in its proper place. Press conference. But yeah. And like I said, this on DVD runs about 2 hours and 25 minutes. But you got some great music like what's in this. It's well worth watching. I said, I think the booklets are just pretty much the same in the CD and the DVD. There's Josh Groban and India Menzel. I think there had been people wanting to see chess on stage for many, many years, and it finally came about through this partially, which I understand that Tim Rice is also adapting it into a Broadway musical again, so I do look forward to that. But I haven't had a chance to watch this DVD. I have seen it before. I have it on Amazon Video, so I watched it on there. It is a really good show. Well worth watching, Chess in Concert. Well, with that said, check this out. And that'll do it for this video. See you on the next one.